I wanted to watch this. This is the Undermine trailer reveal stuff. I want to watch. I want to see it. I want to see it. Okay. It's 10 minutes, you know.
Hello and welcome to WoWCast.
Hi.
Today we're diving deeper underground into the next content update for the War Within, Undermined. Joining me today are two developers from the team who helped bring this update to life. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm David Hollings. I'm a game designer who focuses primarily on Battleground and arena maps.
Hi,
BGs?
I'm Mark Collada. I'm an assistant lead quest designer.
New BGs?
And the point
in
for
Undermine?
the Undermined update.
Thank you for joining us today. Let's jump right in. What made Undermine the perfect location for this major update?
Can y'all hear it?
Is a location that we've seen throughout the lore of World of Warcraft for
Yeah.
quite a while.
It's been
Both in
mentioned even in the Ratchet quests from
manuals
Classic.
back from 1999. I think it was just like a little location at the south of the map.
Oh my god, another island?
Through Cataclysm and seeing it in
Bro.
gossip text and other interactions with goblins. So for us, it didn't make a lot of sense to put it in the first 4 zones, but it certainly makes a lot of sense to put it here.
Oh, okay.
Another thing
It's not
that
another
we really
island.
wanted to
It's not another island.
do when we were looking at Undermine was goblins.
Hell yeah, I
of
love
course,
goblins.
Are this zany, creative, chaotic race that we have in
I
World
play
of
a goblin shaman, did you know that?
Warcraft, and we really haven't seen a lot of development in
That's
their
one of my
culture
mains. Her name is Zepla.
and who they are, their stories. And so this is our way of making sure that, like, hey, players, we want to give you more stories that are based in cultures that we have not yet seen in the world, but then also make sure that we are connecting it back to the larger story.
Cultures we have not yet seen in the world. I'm pretty sure we've seen goblin culture is human culture. Goblins are more humans than humans. They leave piles of trash everywhere. They only care about money and exploding shit and like putting rockets on things.
As a whole within the World Soul Saga and especially the War Within. For
That's
us,
as
at
human
least,
as
we
you can
to
get.
do really cool stuff. We get to interface with the 4 different
But they're
cartels.
also really cool and funny,
The
so it's
Bilgewater,
okay.
Blackwater, Steam Needle, and Venture Co. And each one of them and their leaders, as we've got to know throughout World
Yeah,
of
it's
Warcraft.
okay.
So we have Monty Gaslow for Bilgewater, Marin Noggenfogger for Steam Weedle, Baron Revelgaz for
They have a cool
Blackwater.
accents.
Don't worry, if you've been killing goblins in Booty Bay, you'll be fine there.
My rep.
Yeah. And then Venture Co., not a cartel, but you'll see what we have in store for them. Normally antagonists, but much like everything with goblins, they can shift
The Venture
their
Co.
allegiances based on whatever it is that they choose to, and we will explain that. in the
What?
story.
I'm so excited to learn more about the goblins and their crazy antics. Speaking of the cartels, if we partner with the cartels, what do we get from that?
So
You can pick a cartel. Look, as a night elf, you cannot partner with the Venture Co. Okay, if I find out that you're a night elf player and you partnered with the Venture Co., I will come to your house and I will delete System 32 from your computer.
the experience that you have with an Undermine will change based on the different cartels you ally with. So if you decide to go with Blackwater, Baron Revelgaz will be the one blabbing at you in World Quest in his very awesome, what is a pirate goblin sort of voice. And you'll go around and do different things for the Blackwater cartel.
A pirate goblin voice. So, goblin voice is like that. How do you do a goblin voice? Everybody get in the car. Goblin voice. Oh my god, I'm so bad at it. Dude. Blackwater Cartel. But how do you make that sound like a pirate? Blackwater Cartel. Forget it. Like, I'm sorry.
That you will
Let's
also
just-
be able
let's
to
drop
unlock
it.
customization.
Oh, you can have a car. Everybody get in the car.
Different
Yes.
transmogs, toys.
You can have
sort
a
of
car that goes
general
fast
Things that we
as
would
a puppy.
expect to come out of a friendship
Is this a
reputation that
transmog?
you're earning
Looks pretty good.
throughout the experience.
Looks pretty good.
Speaking of cars, this new vehicle system drive was
Tell me
mentioned
about it.
in the Warcraft Direct recently.
Tell me
David,
about
do you
the
have more
cars.
information on this?
I do, yeah. DRIVE, which stands for Dynamic and Revolutionary Improvements to Vehicular
Dynamic and revolutionary I cannot do this.
Experiences is
Vehicular
going to be the new way that you get
experiences.
around Undermine. It's roughly 3 to 5 times faster than a ground mount and a little faster than skywriting at full speed.
I think once people really get a
Wait, what? It's faster than skywriting at full speed?
New way that you get around Undermine. It's roughly 3 to 5 times faster than a ground mount and a little faster than skywriting at full speed.
I think once people really get a feel
Zoom
for
in.
that speed, I guarantee people will
Zoom
really
in.
start to see just how fast this car is pretty quick.
Awesome.
How does
That is
progression work
cool.
with the vehicle?
That is cool.
Right, so you'll get your car from
Fastest
Nanny
car.
Tallulah, and she's going to send you
Tallulah, that's my cat's
on
name.
some shipping and handling activities to gain some
Oh
currency
my
and
God.
get some parts for your
Granny
ride.
Tallulah,
And
that's
you'll
my
be able
cat.
to customize your ride, whether you're getting new colors, make it faster, or even change how it drifts.
That does seem really
You'll be able
fast.
to make it your own. Throttle control is going to be
Drifts.
extremely important
Drifting.
when you're trying to control your car around those like really tight turns of the Undermine.
Cool.
Also, we do have timekeeper races that players can go and challenge themselves to 4 courses. We have both the forward and the reverse course, and then we want to just see how you decide to make it your own with other
Nice.
players. If you want to do your montages as you're taking a drift in front of the hotel,
We can
and
have
put
a
it to your
guild
favorite music,
race.
and please do, right? Like, we really want to see how people make this sort of like an experience they're getting into themselves.
All right,
Okay.
now let's switch gears.
That
and
sounds
let's talk
so
about
fun. I'm excited about the cars.
adults. Hey, don't make fun of my pun, okay?
Wait, what's the pun?
There
I
will be
missed it.
To themselves.
Hey, don't make.
They're getting into themselves.
All right, now let's switch gears and let's talk about delves. Hey, don't make fun of my pun, okay?
Switch
There will
gears.
be two
Oh,
new
the
delves,
gears. Right.
Excavation Site 9 and Side Street Sluice,
Got
as
it.
well as new variants of goblin-themed
It
delves
took me a couple tries. I'm a little slow on the uptake. All right.
for the majority of the War Within delves. There will also be a new Zekvir-style encounter as well.
That means I
that's
gotta
going to
clear
be hosting
Zekvir before
all new
this?
rewards.
One.
Oh, cool.
The big
Do you have
Big
an example
Daddy
of one of the
Zekvir.
rewards?
There will be a new mount, the Gobtrotter mount, with new customization options as well, including a gold variant version for the challenge mode.
Oh, similar to like the Void one that's out right now. if you
cool.
beat
I like
Zephyr.
that.
Exactly.
That's good.
Can you
That's
tell
good.
us more about Side Street Sluice and Excavation Site 9?
So Side Street Sluice takes place in the sewers of Undermine, and you will get to see what Dark Fuse is trying to do in the sewers, what control they're exerting within the space, and the other sort of antics of goblins away from the public eye and their machinations within the sewers.
Okay.
And Excavation Site 9 takes place in a new section behind
Looks like they're pumping the old god blood out of the ground, which is pretty bad.
an opportunity point at the south of where we're going in the Ring Deeps. In it, you're going to see sort of like void corruption overtaking Titan ruins to sort of show this eternal conflict we have seen through the history of World of
Wow.
Warcraft
Awesome.
of Titans versus void. Within it, of course, you will go and see why it is called Excavation Site 9 with the goblin-themed antics that are down there. It is a super cool environmental storytelling sort of space.
Environmental storytelling. We'll see
So
about
is our
that.
trusty sidekick still Bran Bronzebeard?
Yeah,
Our
Bran.
trusty sidekick is still Bran Bronzebeard, yes.
Don't stand in them.
So we decided to go with Bran for the entirety of the War Within, as he is a character people have grown fond of.
Yes, we
early
love
on in
Bran.
Season 1, with all of his meme potential about webs and Nerubians popping out
Don't. Those webs will summon the
of
Rivians.
them.
Don't
And
stand on them.
also, it gives us an opportunity to rethink what
Don't stand there.
a sort of expansion level
I love
companion will
Bran.
be,
That's
instead
fine.
of season over season constantly
my friend.
changing and forcing people to relearn the mechanics, the abilities, sort of the
Forcing
kit
people
that
to
Bran has.
relearn it.
Also, within season 2 and at the launch of the Undermined update, Bran will be receiving a new tank specialization.
Oh, cool.
So if you're a healer, you no longer have to feel that you need to
That's
spec change
huge.
into a role that isn't the one that you're connected to. He'll be a ranged tank, so he has a shield and a gun, and then a new set of abilities
He has a shield and a
that he
gun.
will receive for that. Not only that, but we also have goblin curios that we're putting in there, goblin-themed curios. So a dwarf such as Bran Bronzebeard with sort of his personality and how sort of larger than life he is, what is he going to do when he's interacting with rockets and bombs and malfunctioning devices throughout the delving experience?
He might stand in them.
There is a special curio that you can receive from doing the challenge encounter.
He might.
And it'll allow Bran to call down a mech that you then, as a player, can pilot in the delve.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so it's going to just tie into sort
What?
of the goblin fantasy of everything we have.
Oh, it'll be like that one delve where you have the mech and it's super easy. So more like that,
was in
please.
Undermine.
Thank you. Yes.
Now
Just give me the mech that deletes the
Let's
delve
talk
for
about
me so I can
Season
get the
2,
loot.
which starts 1 week after the Undermine
Yeah.
update. Let's go straight into
That's
PvP.
Takrathon Abyss.
Yeah, so there's going to be a new
PvP
arena
area.
called the Cage of Carnage, and it's unlike any arena we've ever done before. We took a look at the map pool, and we noticed that we were missing a couple smaller maps. So we decided to make this map a little bit more cutthroat. Players will be dropped in through a trap door and separated only by a metal platform that'll have ramps on every corner. It's going to be quite a tight fit. It should make for some explosive gameplay.
Well, if you're playing a goblin, you'll have an advantage because you'll be small.
Well, that's what
You're
PvP
welcome.
players can
That's my PvP tip
expect.
for
What
you.
can PvE players expect in
Yeah.
Season 2?
Yeah, so there's going to be a new dungeon called Operation Floodgate. It's going to be a 4-boss dungeon that's taking place in the Ringing Deeps. It's going to be at that big dam.
He turned into a skeleton.
It's going to be a 4-boss dungeon that's taking place in the Ringing
Oh,
Deeps.
crap. I've screwed it up.
It's going to be at that big dam that you might have seen, and we are preventing Ventrico and Dark Fuse from knocking over that dam and flooding the region. So players can enter this
Why
dungeon
would they wanna do
immediately,
that?
but Mythic Plus will come out once the season begins.
Okay.
The new Mythic Plus dungeon rotation will include
What's the new
the
rotation?
new dungeon, Operation Floodgate,
Okay.
as well as the 4 remaining War Within dungeons. But it will
Oh.
also include some older dungeons.
Which
the
ones?
Mechagon Workshop,
Oh
Motherlode, and the Theater of
no!
Pain.
Yep. Sorry about Theater of Pain.
Shit! Sorry, you're not sorry.
You're going to be farming my trinkets yet again. I know Soul Letting Ruby is one of the very popular ones that people went after.
I'll be going after that.
And then, of course, with Mechagon, we do have our lovely cogwheel skill shot trinket that I'm really excited to see people use again, especially when they're fighting other motorcycles in Undermine and the raid itself.
Sorry.
Now let's talk about the new raid, Liberation of Undermine.
Okay, so
Ooh,
Liberation
cool.
of Undermine. It is going to be
Mansion.
an 8-boss raid. It will unlock
This is what we're gonna be doing, Buns, as a guild.
a week after the Undermined update goes out.
You know this, right?
And then we have our story mode also unlocking a week after that. So we saw success with Nerebar Palace and Queen Ansarek. In terms
got ahead of the
people going into
curve.
Story mode, you get to experience the encounter, you get to see the cinematics. And for us, Galliwix's encounter is a really core part of the story that we are telling within the Undermined update. And
Okay.
so, of course, it was a no-brainer. We wanted to make sure that we gave you that story mode so you can go in there as well.
Story mode was a
in
smart
regard-
idea. So that way, if you don't feel like raiding, you'll still get the story. That was something I complained about for years and years because I wasn't raiding before, and now
In regards to this 8-boss raid,
they let people
things
just
in Undermine
avoid the raid,
happens
but
the go-
get the story
Goblin
still,
way.
which is nice.
And-
Because the story's been actually pretty good in War Within. I quite enjoyed the campaign. Campaign was actually cried at the end of it.
The
Can you believe that?
raid itself is very much
They came a long way with their
which
storytelling.
you can see what zany, crazy encounters our encounter designers cooked up and did it in a way that's very goblin-y. A couple
Yeah.
notable examples that I would call out is we have the Cauldron of Carnage that is going to have a gorilla versus a mechanical Tyrannosaurus that are going to fight each other.
What?
Kind of a reference. And we have the big tank that does the massive J-turn flame shooting out of it. And then we have
Oh my god, it's like Flame Leviathan.
DJ boss who compels you by the power of sound in order to listen to Galliwix and not to anyone else. And then lastly,
Honestly,
of
this
course,
looks so
the
goofy and
Galliwix
fun and
encounter,
silly.
Once people see that mech and also what the mythic mount will be, I feel a lot of people are going to be trying to see how they can get to cutting edge
Does this mean we can get a new goblin leader finally?
because it is wild.
I'm very excited about the Carnage fight because that T-Rex, the Mechasaur, that also has a chance to drop a mount. And
Oh, is it that mount?
as a collector, I want that mount so bad.
It's the
Mecha
coolest
T-Rex
mount in the game, in
mount?
my opinion.
I
Are
need
there
that.
any other rewards we can look
I
out
need
for?
that.
Well, with a new raid comes new gear sets and set bonuses, and these set bonuses are going to be themed around the magnificent
Let me see the gear
Bellagio.
sets.
Whether you're a tank that wants a little bit more luck of the draw, or a healer that needs a little bit added insurance.
Is that preset?
The 2 set bonuses are going to be unique
like it.
per role, but the 4 set bonuses are going to be unique per specialization,
Literally.
and there should be something for everyone.
Let me see the other set. Did Wowhead post these sets yet? Is that Druid in the back?
Before we wrap up, what are you
can't
both
tell.
most excited for with this update?
Oh, it's got to be drive for me. I mean, I cannot wait to start drifting around the Undermine
Driving.
between queues. It's going to be my new anti-AFK activity for sure.
Going in circles, just like how we always do. in
Absolutely,
New
but this time sideways.
That's
I'm
cool.
excited for 2 things about the Undermine update. 1, I finally get to be able to talk about Undermine, which is awesome. 2, players getting to experience the new take on Goblin culture. One of the things that the team from StoryCorps all the way down that we have really been excited about is really showing a more relatable story about goblins. And I cannot wait for people to see the passion that has gone into everything about Undermine. I
Okay.
cannot wait for people to experience from our local stories to our main campaign. There is a lot of love and care and passion put into Undermine that really resonates throughout the whole.
Well, I will say this. I don't know if you've ever played through the Goblin starting zone, but I think it's one of the best starting zone experiences you can have in the game. Like, Kazan is hilarious. It's fun. It's silly. And they did that a long time ago. Like, I mean, that was Cataclysm. So usually Goblin content in the game is pretty well written. So I have pretty high hopes for this one.
experience, and it really was this moment of just everyone who is
The
excited
Goblin
to work on
NPCs and
goblins,
quest givers are usually
and
the star of the
finally we're able
show.
to be like, here it is.
Anytime they pop
do
up.
our best that we can in terms of creating this super.
We're going to have so many more Goblin players after
compelling
Undermined.
story.
Thank you guys so much for talking to me about Undermined, and thank you for tuning into WoWCast. And
Awesome.
we'll see you
Well,
next
that was
time in
fun.
Undermine.
And we are going to be doing this as a bun guild. We have had massive success running Nuremberg Palace in season 1 with the Only Buns Guild on EU and NA. So if you're looking for a guild to do this with, go ahead and join us. Doesn't matter what server you're on, doesn't matter what region, just look for Only Buns or ask for an invite in our Discord and we'd be happy to have you. We managed to get ahead of the curve on EU. We're almost there with NA. I believe we just have Queen. It slowed down a little bit for the holidays, but I have no doubt we'll have it in the next, definitely before this patch. So yeah. NA Guild has plenty of space for raiders too. So yeah. And generally there have been times when we went in for a normal raid and we actually had to split the normal raid into 2 teams because we physically could not fit that many people into the raid. Like you can only bring 30 people into a normal raid, and we would often have way more signups than that. So yeah, it's been really successful and really fun. It's definitely been the best guild I've ever been in. So I'm really, this is extremely fun to finally be able to look forward to this with confidence and knowing we're gonna have buns to play with.